message. And that's what our next author is doing with her book, Heal Your Kids, Heal Your Heart, The Mom's Guide to Recover and Thrive After Trauma and Abuse. Please join me in welcoming Natalie Pereman. Hello, Natalie. So I am somebody who has been in a difficult domestic violence filled relationship. I know how hard that is with kids around. Your book is really about helping moms with trauma and abuse. Why it's such an important topic, but a hard one. Why did you choose this, or how did this choose you?
I would say it definitely chose me. And what I had found in my own personal experience is I had tried to find help going to doctors and going to counseling. And for me, I just found after several years, my daughters were small. They were 5 and 2 when their dad passed away. And then as well, a domestic violence situation as well after that. So we had lots of stuff we were dealing with. And most doctors just said, you know, take some medication, that'll make it feel better. And it just takes time. And after counseling, you know, you do enough of that, and I felt I needed more, and my kids needed more. And I just kind of went on a bit of a mission to try and find a way to heal us, really. And so I spent 3 years looking for different alternatives. And what I came up with, I thought, there has to be other people struggling, and there has to be other moms out there that are thinking they're failing their kids, and that there has to be a way to get your kids happy again. And so that's not exactly the book that I thought I was going to write, but
Welcome to the Author Incubator.
But here I am, standing telling you all about it.
So that journey from the book that you thought you would write to the book you actually wrote, our theme today is about connecting with your readers and releasing your blocks, breaking up with your blocks, as we're calling it. Why do you think this was your book topic and the other ideas you might have had fell away?
Because it seems like domestic violence, childhood trauma is something that just gets swept under the rug and that nobody wants to talk about it. I seem to be the type of person that when they feel strongly about something, then they kind of have to tell people about it. So I guess that's why I was chosen.
Yeah, I think that's so true. This, I would say, is the key. If you're listening and you're wondering, like, how do I do this? How do I pick a topic? There is a level of courage that is required. And if you are in a place of writer's block, if you're in a place where you know you want to write a book, but it's not coming out, or you're not prioritizing it, a lot of times it's going to because it's going to require this level of courage to be able to stand on a stage with a microphone and thousands of people and say, I lost my spouse, I was a victim, or I am a survivor of abuse or violence. I've faced trauma, my kids have faced trauma. There have been moments I was afraid I was a bad mom. Those are things many of us feel. We just don't stand on a stage talking about it, lady.
That's right. But everybody's shaking their head, right? Agreeing. And, you know, that's without the Author Incubator, I could have never gotten to the place of being confident enough to actually put pen to paper and put it out there. Because when you start writing a book, it starts to bring a lot of stuff up.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. And the coaches that help you along the way definitely make you accountable. Ramses, Angela. But they also, you know, they're compassionate and just want to make sure that you get your message out and lots of people can see it.
Yeah. So Josephine from DC, hello neighbor, you had asked how did you get clear on the audience you were writing this book for? And I think our discussion here really shows you that probably the book that Natalie wrote on her own would have been different. If she worked with another editor, it would have been different. But it's really a collaboration. I think a lot of people think writing is a solo sport, but you mentioned Ramses and I. You also had a developmental editor, a managing editor, your book cover designer we'll do a shout out to in a minute. There's really a whole team. It takes a village, as they say. And obviously you did the important part of actually writing the book. But I think if you're feeling like, wow, this is really hard, it might be because you need help.
Exactly. And you guys taught me that you need to pick your ideal reader, and it has to be like a love letter to one single person. And so you have to get really clear about that one person who is suffering and needs your book and needs to know what you have in your heart that you're just too scared to really put on paper. And that's what I've definitely learned.
Nice. Awesome. Well, let's show everyone this beautiful book cover. Shout out to your book cover designer. This book, Heal Your Kids, Heal Your Heart, The Mom's Guide to Recover and Thrive After Trauma and Abuse. I have a hunch you know someone who is a mom who has been through something hard. Here's what I want you to do. Right now, no need to delay. Grab the link you see on the screen and share it with that person. And you could just say, hey, I thought this might be interesting to you. It's free today. They can ignore it if they're not interested, but they will know that you cared. That is the gift you can give, and that is the gift that Natalie Pereman has given the world. So congratulations, Natalie.